In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Hello YouTube! You can now see me and you're probably wondering why on earth I'm wearing cat ears. Well, the answer to the question why is why not? So today we are looking at slang. I have my patron group open on, you can see here on YouTube. Here are my patrons. Hello patrons, feel free to ask me any questions and you know I will answer. If you have just joined me on Facebook, I have a family member in, hello. If you've just joined me on Facebook, then do feel free to come over to YouTube if you want to talk to me. I'm more likely to answer your comments if you ask me on YouTube because I can see that chat room a lot bigger. So lovely. Let's talk about British slang words beginning with the letter D. So straight into the notes here. The first word that you'll hear natives say, but you won't often see written, is the word daft. Daft. And this means to be silly or to be a little bit crazy, but in a positive way. So if you call someone daft, you're saying they're silly. And the example sentence I've given here is, I think that people who jump out of planes for fun are daft. So I think that people who jump out of planes for fun are daft. They're crazy, they're silly. So the word daft, remember that one. Now, if you are joining me for the first time, or you're rejoining me for the first time in a long time, hello, make sure that you press that like button and feel free to click the share button and let's get lots of people into these lessons. Facebook, if we can get this lesson over 200 people watching at any one time, then I promise I will come live again for you tomorrow. So it will serve you to hit that share button and get more people in. Okay, so the next phrase we're going to look at is the phrase defo. Defo. This phrase means definitely. It's short for definitely. And definitely is an affirmative. It means yes, absolutely, definitely going to happen. So if you ask me if I am going to be wearing cat ears during the lesson today, I will say defo, yes, definitely I'm going to be wearing cat ears. Why not, eh? So defo. The example sentence I've given on the notes you can see on YouTube is, will you be able to bring your kids along to the barbecue on Saturday? And the answer is defo. Oh, why is it corrected to defy? I don't want it to be corrected. Thank you, autocorrect. There we go. So the next word that we're looking at is the word dear. Dear. Of course, we sometimes use dear to start a letter. If it's a formal letter, you'll say, dear sir or madam, or dear Miss English. And oh, bless, Sasha has just sent a super chat and says, hello, Anna from Poland. Thank you very much, Sasha. That's very kind of you. Just a reminder to all of you that every super chat goes into the pot and it all gets saved up to go towards equipment and improvements for this channel so that everyone can benefit. So thank you for that. So, dear, we use at the start of a letter. You can sometimes call a person dear. Hello, dear. How are you? It's a term of endearment. So if you are married, you might call your wife or your husband dear. Hello, dear. I tend to think of the word dear in that respect as being for older people. It's what I would expect my grandparents to say, or it's what I might say to an older lady or an older man. Hello, dear. How are you? But we also use the phrase dear to mean expensive. And we use this all the time. So I would say that's very dear, meaning that's very expensive. Cha-ching! So the example sentence I've given here is, I was going to buy a laptop, but they are really dear. They are really dear. They are really expensive, very expensive. Alrighty. The next phrase, or the next word, is the slang word dickie. Dickie. If we say dickie, then we normally have it with the phrase dickie tummy. So you'd say, I have a dickie tummy. And to have a dickie tummy means that you feel sick or that your digestive system just isn't working very well. Maybe you feel like you might have the runs or diarrhea, or maybe you feel like you're going to be sick or you have been sick, to vomit. So that is to have a dicky tummy. Hopefully none of you have had a dicky tummy recently. So the example sentence I've given here is Sheila. Sheila is a lady's name. Sheila was sent home from work because she had a dicky tummy. She had a dicky tummy. Okay, that one's nice and easy. Then we have the word dim is the next one, or div with a V, or divvy. So we have dim with an M, we have div with a V, or lengthened to divvy. All of these phrases mean stupid. So if I call you dim, I am saying you're a stupid person. I'm saying you're dim, you're stupid. If I call you a div, then again I'm calling you stupid, or a divvy, I'm calling you stupid. Of course I never would, because none of you are stupid, and I'm not like that. But we can also lengthen the word dim to dim-wit. Dim-wit, a dim-wit, a dim-witted person. A dim-witted person. And the example sentence I've given here is, I overheard my boyfriend referring to me as a dim-witted bimbo. He is now my ex-boyfriend. And I should think so too. I overheard my boyfriend referring to me as a dim-witted bimbo. He is now my ex-boyfriend. Okay, so the next phrase that we have here is the phrase dishy. Dishy. So if I call someone dishy, I'm saying that they're very attractive to look at. They're very attractive to look at. So let's imagine we're in a restaurant, there's a new waiter. The new waiter looks like, let's say, Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, what a dish. And I turn to my friend and I say, hey, have you seen the new waiter? He is really dishy. He's really dishy. Lovely. So the next word that's often used by natives is DIY. DIY. DIY is short for do it yourself. Do it yourself. And it refers to building work or repair work on your house. So when you create something, you build something to do with the house or the garden, then you're doing DIY. You are doing DIY. And the shops where you buy things like tools and materials to help you with your DIY, they are called or generally referred to as DIY stores. An example of a DIY store would be Homebase or B&Q. I'm not sure if you have these shops in your country, but I'd be interested to know actually. Let me know in the comments. Do you have B&Q in your country where you live? Okie dokie. So the example sentence I've given for DIY is, I'm not afraid of a little DIY. Tell me where the nearest DIY store is and I will prove it. Her. So I'm not afraid of a little DIY. Tell me where the nearest DIY store is and I will prove it. Great. So the next phrase we have, and we've got this a couple of times, is actually the word do. Now the word do is used so often to mean a multitude of things. But when we're talking about slang, do can be used to refer to a party. A party. So my example sentence here is, it's my birthday on the 27th of September and I'm having a big do. I'm having a big party. And in fact, it is my birthday on the 27th of September, but I won't be having a big do. No, I'm too old for that. I think I'm actually going to be coming back from Scotland, hopefully. Because I'm going to Scotland to climb a mountain just before I turn 21. We can pretend. We can pretend. Okay, so the next one we've got on the list is do again. And this time we're using do when we talk about a shop and we say, do they do floor tiles? And in this case, the second do refers to the word sell. Do they sell? But instead, we often say, do they do? Do they do floor tiles? Do they do cigarettes? Do they do clothes? Do they do stationery? What I mean is, do they sell? And the example sentence I've got here, I hope this doesn't confuse you. Facebook, this might confuse you guys because you can't see the sentence, but I'll read it anyway. The sentence is, I was assured on the phone that you did do grass seeds. Grass seed. And now I'm here, your colleague has informed me that you don't do grass seed. So I would like to know whether you do grass seed or not. So in this sentence, I'm imagining that I've phoned up a DIY store or a garden centre and said, hello, I know that you have tools and fence panels, but do you do grass seed? I need some grass seed. Do you do grass seed? And the person on the phone assures me, absolutely, yes, we do grass seed. Please come in and buy some grass seed from us. So I come all the way to the shop. It's 20 miles from my house, pretend. I arrive in the shop and I say, hello, I'm here for some grass seed. And the lady behind the counter says, we don't do grass seed. Shock, horror. What? Send for the manager. The manager comes down and I say, I was assured on the phone that you did do grass seed. And now I'm here. Your colleague, this lady behind the desk, says that you don't do grass seed. So I would like to know, do you do grass seed or not? Okie dokie. Well, hopefully that's not confused you. The next word on the list is the word dole. Dole. And that L is the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Dole. Dole. And dole means welfare or benefits. Welfare or benefits. But the benefit office can also be referred to as the dole office. Now, if you claim benefits, if you claim maybe like job seekers allowance because you're unable to secure a job, then you are said to be on the dole. You are on the dole. And the example sentence I've given here using this word is, they are on the dole, so they need to go to the dole office to collect their dole money. They are on the dole, so they need to go to the dole office to collect their dole money. All right, fabulous. That's a nice and easy one. Now, the next word is the word done. Done. Normally, done means finished, completed. So I could say, I have done my homework. I have completed my homework. I have done all of my chores. I've completed, finished all of my chores. But sometimes done, to get done, means to get into trouble. So if you are a naughty student and you break one of the school rules, then you might get in trouble from the teacher. The teacher might catch you and shout at you and may send a letter home to your parents. And you can say to your friends, I got done yesterday. Mr. Andrews caught me and I got done. I got done. Okay? And the example sentence I've put for this word is, I got done by the police for speeding on the A30 last month. In this case, the A30 is a road. It's a fast road. So I got done by the police for speeding on the A30 last month. And I must just say the A30, it's the name of a specific road, not just a general road. Okay. So the next word we have here is doddle. Doddle. Quite a fun word, a doddle. Doddle means it's easy. If something is a doddle, it's easy. It's a doddle. It's absolutely easy peasy, it's a doddle. And the example sentence I've given for this one is, this test is a doddle. Come on, teacher, give us something more challenging. Yeah, nice and easy. Okay, so lots of you are commenting over in the YouTube chat room and of course on the Facebook chat room as well. I can see all these comments coming through. I'm going to answer all the comments at the end. So if you have a comment that you want me to see and you want me to respond to, then hold it to the end and I will try my very, very best to respond to you. The best way, if you're absolutely desperate to get your comment to stand out, is to send your comment as a super chat. But if you can't, then just hang on and try to catch me at the end of the lesson. Okie dokie. So here we go. Dodgy. Dodgy. This word is very commonly used, so make sure you are familiar with it. Dodgy. J, like jam. Dodgy. 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 Dodgy means not to be trusted. So you could have a dodgy chair. Imagine your chair has one broken leg. That would be a dodgy chair. Don't sit on that chair, it's dodgy. But you can also say that a person is dodgy. Don't trust him. He's dodgy. Don't give him your money. I don't trust him. He's really dodgy. And the example sentence I've given here is, I wouldn't eat the pizzas from, oh no, take that apostrophe away. I wouldn't eat the pizzas from Tony's Pizzeria. They are seriously dodgy. In fact, Tony is seriously dodgy. So in this example, I'm saying the pizzas can't be trusted. You might get food poisoning. And I'm also saying the man who makes the pizzas, Tony, also can't be trusted. So, I wouldn't eat the pizzas from Tony's Pizzeria. They are seriously dodgy. In fact, Tony is seriously dodgy. Don't trust Tony. Oh, Romina, thank you so much. You have just also dropped a super chat over here on YouTube. That is absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for that. You haven't sent a comment with it, but if you do have a question that you would like me to answer, then do paste it into the comments and I will try my best to keep an eye and catch it so that I can make sure I answer you. Thank you so much. That's very kind. Okay, so after dodgy, we have the dog's bollocks. The dog's bollocks. Now, the dog's bollocks is a great one. Bollocks, obviously, if you've watched my swear words videos or if you were watching the lesson yesterday, you'll know that bollocks means testicles. Technically, it means testicles. It's also used as a slang term to mean that's rubbish, it's not true, that's bollocks. But when we say the dog's bollocks, it has a completely different meaning and it means fantastic, amazing. That's the dog's bollocks. So I can say my subscribers are the dog's bollocks. You guys are the dog's bollocks. So, the dog's bollocks. Now, some people do simply say the dogs. That is the dogs. They don't even need to say bollocks. We just know if you say it's the dogs, that you mean it's amazing. So, next one is the dog's dinner. Very different to dog's bollocks. The dog's dinner is a mess, basically. And if I come out of the bedroom, I've just been getting ready to go out on a night out, I've just been getting changed, and I come out in this very brightly coloured dress. Maybe it doesn't fit me very well, and maybe my makeup is all over my face, and I say to you, ta-da! How do I look? You look at me and go, you look like a dog's dinner. What are you wearing? Oh, it's my new dress. Don't you like it? Yeah, I don't think it looks very good on you, actually. And then I'll go and change. So to look like the dog's dinner. To look like the dog's dinner. And just in case you're not sure what I was saying there, I've written it down here for you. Dog's dinner equals a mess. I hate to tell you this, but you look like the dog's dinner. What are you wearing? Okay, so the next phrase is the phrase donkey's years. I use this one quite a lot, actually. Donkey's years. A donkey is a mule. It's an animal. We use them to take lots of heavy gear up and down mountains or across long distances if we don't have a vehicle. Donkeys are also very famous in the UK for being on beaches and giving children rides. So you put your child on a donkey and the donkey goes, ah. But if we say donkey's years in English, we mean ages, which means a long time. So it was ages. It took ages. It took donkey's years. I haven't seen you for donkey's years. I haven't been here for donkey's years. I haven't done a live lesson for donkey's years. So it just means a very long time. And the example sentence I've given here is, we have to visit Grandma and Grandad because we haven't seen them in ages. We have to visit Grandma and Grandad because we haven't seen them in ages. Easy peasy. All right, the next one is the word dosh. Dosh. And the word dosh, very easily, means money. Money. So the example sentence I've given here is, there was so much dosh just lying about the house. There was so much dosh just lying about the house. Crazy. Crazy. I wish there was. I've got a few pennies lying around. Okay, so the next one is, Amel's just asking about donkey's years. The pronunciation donkeys, it's like a Z. Donkeys, donkey's years, donkey's years. So it goes into the next word, donkey's years. Okay, and lots of you wishing me a happy cup of tea. Thank you very much. It's peppermint today. Do you like a peppermint tea? It's very refreshing. All right, so the next word is dos. Dos. Now, to dos is to be lazy or just to do very little activity. And the example sentence I've given here is, my son has been dossing around the house all week. He's been dossing around the house all week. That means my son has been very lazy around the house all week. He's not been doing very much. He's just been lying on the couch, watching films on TV, maybe playing some computer games or on his phone. He's just been dossing around. Okay? Dos. Nice and easy. Then we have the word dustbin. Dustbin. Now, if you're learning American English, you might know this as garbage can, which is an American term, garbage can, or trash can, trash can. We don't use the word can in the UK for this particular item. We say bin. Somewhere where you put your rubbish is called a bin. You put it in the bin. And sometimes we might say the full term dustbin. I don't know why we call it a dustbin. I imagine in the past it's where you'd put dust. When you were sweeping up, it's where you would tip the dust that you swept off the floor. But now we can refer to any kind of bin, big bins, as dustbins. And people would know what you mean. It's a dustbin. And so the example sentence I've given here is, all I asked her to do was to empty the dustbins once a week. Did she do it? No, she didn't. All I asked her to do was to empty the dustbins once a week. Okay, so the next phrase, this is a fun phrase, is drop a clangor. Drop a clangor. So to drop a clangor is to say something that you shouldn't have said. And when you say it, it causes problems or it upsets somebody. So to say something you shouldn't say, usually like telling someone a secret or something they're not supposed to know. So you drop a clangor. Like, for example, if you phone in sick one day to work, you say, I'm really ill, I can't come in. But really, you're very healthy and you just want a day off work. Then when you do go back into work, you accidentally tell them, I had a great day the other day. I went to the theme park and had so much fun. Oh, you just let them know that you weren't sick and in fact you were pulling a sickie. So that is to drop a clangor. And the example sentence I've given for this particular phrase is, I've dropped a right clangor. Lisa was asking me what my plans were for the weekend and I accidentally revealed the plans for her birthday surprise. So I've dropped a right clangor. Lisa was asking me what my plans were for the weekend, and I accidentally revealed the plans for her birthday surprise. Sorry. Oh dear. So make sure that you guys haven't dropped a clangor. Make sure that you have pressed the like button or show me some love. If you think this lesson really is the dog's bollocks, then give me some love or give me a thumb up. And why not make it even more interesting by just pressing that share button? And YouTubers, if this is your first time here, amazing, welcome. I'm so glad you found me. Please press subscribe and that bell notification button next to subscribe so you don't miss any future lessons, because I'd hate for you to miss any more lessons. Okay, so after dropping a clangor, what do we have? We have the word duck. Duck. That's easy, right? We know what duck means. A duck is an animal that goes quack, quack. We know that. But duck is also a verb, an action, to mean to bob down. So you duck your head out of the way. If a ball is flying at your face, you duck and the ball will go over your head, hopefully. But as a slang term, duck is used more commonly in the north, say in Leeds, the city of Leeds, and they say it as an affectionate term. So they say it like a term of endearment, like dear, darling, sweetheart, babe, duck. All right, duck. Hello, duck. All right, duck. I love it when people say duck, actually. It's quite sweet. So the example sentence I've got here is, all right, duck, how are you today? All right, duck, how are you today? Okay, so the next words I've got on the list are duff. The word duff means faulty. Faulty. You can't trust it to work because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I could say it's duff. It's duff. Now, duff can also mean to beat someone up. So if you duff someone up, I duffed him up, it means I beat him up. If you're not careful, I'll duff you up. Bang. Yeah? So to duff someone up. And if you get someone up the duff, so if you switch it around, if someone's up the duff, then they are pregnant. So duff them up the duff. It's confusing, this language, isn't it? So the example sentence I've given for this one to try and help you make sense of all of those is, this is a long one. Here, I'm going to show you on YouTube. If it might help you to jump over to YouTube, guys, on Facebook so you can see this. But the sentence is, did you hear that Bruce is on the warpath? If someone's on the warpath, it means that they are very angry and they're looking for someone to vent their anger on. They're looking for someone so they can beat them up or shout at them or just release their anger on someone. They're on the warpath. So did you hear that Bruce is on the warpath? He is threatening to duff Charlie up. So he wants to beat Charlie up for selling him a duff iPhone. So Charlie has sold Bruce a broken iPhone. But it gets worse. What else has he done? What has this Charlie done? It turns out that Bruce's missus, that means Bruce's girlfriend or wife, Bruce's missus is up the duff. She's pregnant. And apparently Charlie is the father. Dun, dun, dun. Charlie has got Bruce's girlfriend pregnant. Bruce doesn't know, but when he finds out, I dread to think what will happen. Hear that one again. Did you hear that Bruce is on the warpath? He is threatening to duff Charlie up for selling him a duff iPhone. But it gets worse. It turns out that Bruce's missus is up the duff. And apparently Charlie is the father. Bruce doesn't know, but when he finds out, I dread to think what will happen. Okay. Oh, I had so much fun writing that one. So, good. You're enjoying that one. So the next word is similar to duff. It's the word duffer. Duffer. So if someone is a duffer, it means that they're a person. So a person that is duff basically. A person that is, I don't really have, so a person who's just not great, a person like Charlie, someone who's done something bad, they're a duffer. They're a duffer. So here I've got the sentence, that guy Charlie, who got Bruce's missus up the duff, he's a duffer. He's such a duffer. Okay, the next word is the word dull. Now, dull can mean not sharp. So if I have a drinking problem, maybe I drink alcohol, I could say that I drink alcohol to dull the senses. That's a phrase we use a lot, actually, to dull the senses. She takes painkillers to dull the senses. I can't take those tablets, they dull the senses. It means to take away the sharp edge of pain, to dull the senses, so you can't sense the pain in the same way. But dull is often used as a slang term to mean boring. So I might call a program dull. You could say that my lessons are dull. I hope that you wouldn't, but you could. You could say, oh, her lessons are so dull, I'm not watching them anymore. So the example sentence I've given here is, please don't leave me alone with her. Her chat is so dull. So I'm not calling the person dull, I'm saying that her chat is dull, that the things she talks about are dull. Please don't leave me with her. Her chat is so dull. Okay? So dull equals boring. All right, so the next one we have here. Oh no, we have no more. That is it. That is the end. Gosh, I was having so much fun that I forgot to realise where we were. So I've said here, now please don't be a dull duffer. Don't be a dull duffer. Prove that you're the dog's bollocks by clicking like, share and subscribe. Obviously, that's for you guys on YouTube. So like, share and subscribe if you found that interesting, if you think that was the dog's bollocks.